Okay, so I'm going to talk about something that's been heavy on my mind lately, and I am pretty sure that this one is going to upset some of you, but I need to say it. Someone needs to say it. And most of the women who could say it are too scared. So let's just go. Modern dating is destroying women, and we are pretending that it isn't, and we are doing it to ourselves. Let me explain. Think about your grandmothers. Most of them have only been in one relationship their whole lives. They met their grandpa, they fell in love with him, they got married, they got kids, and they stayed together their whole lives. I hear this not only in my own life, but I'm pretty sure in a lot of people. And when I was a kid, I remember thinking, oh, that's so sad, that's so boring. Or, I was thinking that women did not really have options back then. And now that I'm older, I think that we are the ones. I'm talking about modern women, are the ones that don't really have options. We just don't realize it yet. Because look at us right now. Look at the world around you. The average woman goes through what? 6, 7, 8 serious relationships before they even settle. And that's not even counting the hookups, the situationships, the men that she slept with, thinking that it would turn into something, and it didn't. The average woman has been used, has been ghosted, has been led on one too many times. She's been emotionally invested in men who told her from day one that they didn't want anything serious. And she stayed anyway because she thought that she would be the exception. And by the time that she's 28 or 29, she's anxious. She's bitter. She doesn't trust men and she barely trusts herself. And we have been calling this freedom. This is not freedom. This is called slaughter. And women are the ones being slaughtered in this case. So let's talk about what actually changed in the world because the timeline matters. My grandmother, and probably yours too, irrelevant of the culture or the norms. They all lived in a world where men actually had to commit. There was no other option. Like they had to. If a man wanted something or wanted to be with a woman, that man had to court her, had to prove himself to her. He had to meet her family. He had to prove that he could provide. He had to put a ring on her finger. And yes, I know that during that time, the world had a lot of problems, especially for women. I am not erasing any of that. That was a time when women had less options, less autonomy, and less freedom to leave if it went all bad. I'm not romanticizing any of it. But here's what that world had that we don't anymore. That world had structure. It had standards. And it forced men to actually become worthy of a woman before he got her. And now, men don't have to do anything at all. And I mean nothing. He can have you for the price of like a coffee or a matcha. Actually, he can have you for free. Because some women, I think a lot of women, are paying for half the dates now. He can have your time, your body, your attention, your emotional energy, your texts, your nights, your weekends. And he doesn't need to give you anything else in return except his presence, which he can withdraw, by the way, anytime that he wants, without any consequences. And we did this. We let this happen. We made ourselves so available that men don't have to become anything anymore. They just have to exist. And the bar right now is on the floor. And the most painful part about this that I see, like genuinely the most tragic part, is that women are paying for this with their souls. Not just their time, nor their dignity, but their entire sense of selves. Because every relationship that doesn't work out, it takes something from you. You don't get to walk away from a relationship or a situationship or a hookup clean. It always takes something from you. That's how the human nervous system works. Each man that you let into your life, and I'm talking about emotionally, energetically, physically, all of it, he leaves a residue, an imprint, a fingerprint on your psyche that doesn't just disappear because you blocked his number. And most women are letting in 5, 10, 15 men over the course of their 20s. Some of them they barely knew, some of them they should have run away from, some of them they knew on day one were wrong for them, but they stayed anyways. And by the time that these women are in their, say, 30s, trying to build something real. They're carrying so many ghosts that they cannot help but sabotage the relationship, even if it's with a really good man, because their nervous system cannot tell the difference anymore. Because they've trained themselves to expect the worst, they've trained themselves to be hyper vigilant, they've trained themselves to be so much anxious, and they do not trust men anymore. And then now we have a word for it. We call it having standards, we call it healing, we call it growth. But it's not. That's called damage. And all the women that I see, they're calling it a personality trait. So let's talk about the part that nobody wants to talk about. How did we let this happen? How did we, as women, become so available? And the answer is, it's hookup culture, situationships, the whole we're just seeing where it goes delusion. The way that the modern dating market has been engineered to tell a woman to just give and give and give before a man even commits to you. And I want to be very clear here. I'm not telling women what to do with their bodies. That's between you and yourself. That is your sovereignty and that is your choice. What I am saying is that we have collectively forgotten something that the past generations of women always understood. That what you give of yourself, you can never fully get back. And that intimacy is not just physical, it's energetic, it's psychological, nervous system level. And that the woman who gives away so easily, repeatedly, to men who have not earned it, that woman is not free. She's not being empowered. She's not living her sexual revolution. She is slowly being drained. And by the way, you can feel that.